Alright, YouTubers, hey hot shotters, truckers, fellow upcoming truckers. I'm going to go over what I did yesterday to my truck. I changed out 4 major items. My Serpentine belt, and my alternator. I had 2 bad dead batteries, and my tension meter, tensiometer, or tensioner for the belt tensioner, and my water pump. So basically, I was going to start out and just change out my Serpentine belt, but I noticed I had 2 bad batteries, so I tested my alternator. It tested bad, and then I decided to change out these 2 items, the belt tensioner and the water pump as well. So because they go bad, the water pump about every 100,000 miles, so you might as well, you got the Serpentine belt off, you might as well change it out. This Serpentine belt toolkit is a lifesaver. I have the tool right here. It's this long black bar with the red handle, and it has an attachment, a shorter bar. The shorter bar goes in the square on your tensioner, and then you have a square and a sprocket right there, a small square on the longer handle, and you put it at a 45-degree angle, and the tensioner sits at an angle like this in your truck, and you push on the handle from the top. You basically turn the tensioner down to release the tension on the belt, and then you can slip it off easiest from the water pump, because the back side of the belt is coming up under the water pump, and you can just slide it right from underneath there when the tension's released. If you go from the bottom, you can use 2 people, and you can have the bottom person, instead of pushing towards the driver's side, well, you still push the same way, it's clockwise. So, but basically, if you're going from the bottom, you're pushing underneath, and that releases the tension. The top person can slip it out from under the water pump. I had to do some crazy stuff here last night. We did. This bracket right here was too tight, and we were forcing it in with the sledgehammer. We pulled it back out, and there's a little like recessed washer nut right there. We had to file that down flush, and then on the other side as well, before we could finally get it to go in. And then we changed out and had to route the belt. The belt is a challenge to route, but you just follow the diagram, and it basically goes down and around the big pulley on the bottom. It comes, you start with it in this position. This is why I showed it to you here. You basically, when you put your tension meter on, you put your belt on like this. That starts it. Then you take a big old slack and go over top, and you follow it around. So those are the things I changed out.